everybody. Welcome to another Goggles 56 tutorial. And today it's going to be how to create your own changeable paint job that in using Mod Studio 2, we're going to publish the paint job in there. We're also going to do a little trick at the end to lock the colors in. So when you see the mod for the first time, it's not just white and then the three primary colors, red, green, and blue. We can actually lock it into the mod with or when you look at the mod for the first time initially, it will have paint on it. So let's see how we get on here. So I'm going to keep the paint job fairly simple. We're going to put it on the K100E because this is a really easy one to paint. You can see we get both sides and the front all in one view. So without further ado, let's get going. And we're going to got the base template here, and this is one. Some of these templates, wherever you find them for this truck, are off center. So I've centered this one, and I just call it background 1 in a PDN. So let's add. We really only have to add 2 layers for this. This first layer here, we'll put it down here. It's going to be all black. So we'll switch to black and paint it. So if we take this way, that's all black in there. So that's going to be the base color, and that's the way it goes. So we just turn that off, get back to our template, and all of the other colors go on the same layer. But it doesn't mean you have to, I'll show you what we'll do is we can put our colors on their own layers, and then we'll merge them down into one layer. Actually, I only need 3 here. So let's start drawing on. Let's see, we'll do our initial color. So what I like to do actually is make my, the stripes or any kind of detail, small detail. I use the green as my color for drawing that in. So what we can do is we'll switch this base color. We don't need it anymore to green. So we're going to go down here to our color palette. We're just going to grab the green slider and bring it all the way to the right and take the red one all the way to the left. Now we've got a 255 here, and that's green. That's pure green. And bear in mind, when we're doing this, we have to have pure colors. You have to be using a 255, so red, green, or blue, whichever one you are. If it isn't 255, it won't work. So let's, there we are. We've got the 255. We're going to go with some stripes. 5 is good. They're going to be pretty small stripes. So let's run some stripes. Oops. Really hard to see it. It's green and so small, but it's there. So we got to make it, we're going to look in the bottom left till our angle is 0. We're going to bring it down here, and we'll put it right there. And then what we're going to do is let's, that's our reference point. And we're going to, our next color, let's see, what should we do? So the secondary color. So what I think of is I think of the body as the main color, the one you're going to paint the whole thing as. And that's going to be the base layer. So whatever's black, when we show the black, whatever's black painted is going to be your body color, the big color, not the detail. So actually we can see it a little better if we leave that on like this. So let's go in our primary stripe color is going to be the biggest, most, the color that is going to be less offset by the base color. So it's going to be sort of in sympathy with the base, if you understand what I mean. And then the color that I'm going to use the red color for is going to be the one that's in the biggest contrast to the body color. So it'll all make sense here once we get going. So let's throw in another stripe here. So this is going to be a thin belt line up here. Just got to get that to 0. There it is. And I'm not measuring anything. I'm not getting all fancy. So then we're going to put a wider stripe below it. So we're going to come down a little bit. And typically I would measure all this out. But as you've seen in other videos, the one where we did the green paint job. So we're going to make this a wider stripe. And we're going to get that to 0. Okay, so there's so this is going to be a stripe, and this is going to be a stripe. This is going to be base color, that, and that. So what we'll do now is go to our intermediate stripe here, which is going to be um, a higher contrast. So that's going to be red. So we're going to switch our color here to red. Now we got 255, it's red. We're going to just zoom in here a bit, and we're going to actually, you know what we got to do? We got to move our green layer right to the top. We're going to come in here now on this layer. We're going to intersect that line a little bit. Go all the way across here. Get underneath that one right there. Pick the paint can. Oh, it did switch the color. There we go. So now we're underneath the edges. So we overlap that line a little bit. We just painted in there. So that's painted. So now, and the other way to do it too, you don't have to zoom way out. So let's switch to blue now. So I'm going to go with blue. And we could do the select tool here. And just go like this and work in an area that we can see easily. Paint it blue. And then we can do the select tool again. Copy and paste. And we can just drag our blue out to the extremity, the edges here. Another way to paint. It's nice and easy. The other way to do it is you could figure out the width of your line, count the pixels, and make the line that width and paint it. It's lots of ways to do it. So there's our paint job. So let's turn the background off. That's going to be, for the sake of our test, this is going to be our paint. And what we can do now is go File, we'll save it. Oops, shoot, I didn't want to do that. Can I undo that? Yeah, I can. Whew. File, save as. We want to save it as well, it's going to be a PDN. So we want to save it as, oh, you know what we should do? Cancel that. Let's go File and just go, yeah, we'll be okay. We can save the day with the template. No worries. Save as PDN. We're going to call it, put in the K100. Let's just make a folder for it so we can find it easy. Test paints. And we'll go to test paints. And we're going to call it multi underscore 1. It's a PDN. Then we're going to turn the background off. Go File, Save As, a DDS. I'll go to Test Paints. There's nothing in here because it's a DDS. There isn't one in here yet. So save. Flattener. And now we've got that paint job. So let's go to File, New Project. Mod Manifest. The name is going to be Multi-Paint K100 Test. We don't have to put this, I don't think. Oh, we will. V1, that's what I always do. We just need paint job, icon, use default. That's all we need here. Home, template, simple truck skin. Oh, let's close that. Truck skin, we're looking for the K100 with the set forward axle. Oh, thought I had it in here. Should have. There we go. And this is going to be for the VITs. Base is multi underscore 1. Where are we? Score 1. Skin name. Multicolor. K1. Oops. 100 test. And it's alt UV. Base color is locked. Or sorry, unlocked. And then what we want to do here is, yeah, we'll get the image in first. Let's go to, where was that? G, trucks, K100, test paints, multi-1. Yeah, that drive, I moved everything to. Boy, it's a bit of a mistake. So we got that metallic is not locked or not available. It's not selected. Mask options, we enable mask color, and we just go and we put a 1 in the red, in the green, and a 1 in the blue, just like that. So 1, 1, and 1. You can put 255, but I mean, to be pure, but you just need to select a 1. Then we got to deselect these red color lock, green color lock. They have to be deselected. So just to recap, under base color locked, nope, because we're using it. It's that black. And metallic is not selected. Mask options, enable mask color. Put a 1 in the red, in the green, and in the blue, just like that. You don't put it in every one, you just put it in those 3. And there we go. So let's go File. We'll save it. Now, it should be here. We'll come back. Export. Documents, American Truck Simulator, mod. We're going to call it multicolor K100 test. Okay, now we're going to go to our game, go to the mod manager. And there it is. Let's put it in here. And go to the game. So what I do is I made a mistake with the last K100. I put up my DGM skin. I didn't follow my own rule, which I have done on all the other ones. And that is use the same sequence for the colors all the time. And then the colors from various paint jobs, you can save them in your color palette. They'll all come up the same in all the different trucks you've done. Excuse me, in multicolor. So let's go. Do we have a K100? Did we buy one? Yeah, we did. Upgrade. Paint. So this is how it's appearing. That's kind of weird. So, but anyway, we'll paint it. So this is we're gonna lock in the color we're gonna paint here. So let's go with, I don't know, black. And then for our stripe, let's do it next. Let's go sort of a gold stripe. And then for the big color here, I usually make this one not as bright as this one here. So it's kind of, so that's the blue layer. Let's, we got black. Let's try a really deep red. That one. And let's go with the cream color in there if we can. So under this bright red. I don't know if that's working just yet for me. We have to change the color of the stripe. I think I need more of a cream. Get over here. Oh, you know, it would look good. A cool silver paint job. Silver and gray. And let's get this more yellowy. So we're going to drag that down a little bit. Get a little more contrast on that top stripe. Anyway, well, whatever. So the idea is just to show you how to do it. And so there's our changeable paint job, just like that. It took 5-10 minutes. Other than the time it would take to make a nice paint job. Trust me, this isn't a nice paint job. It's just for illustration purposes. So let's confirm the order. So we confirm that order. And what we want to do, how are we going to do this? Oh yeah, we got to go back into the paint job. Hang on a sec. Let's go back in there. Truck manager. We'll grab that truck. And we're going to look at the paint codes for this thing. So what we want to do, are we going to do it that way? Let's think. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, let's do that. Paint. And let's look at our first color. The black is obviously, if you look at the RGB on black, it's zeros. It's all zeros. So what I do is I would take my camera out here, and so my middle color, and what I've got, the way I do the paint job, this box here on the left is my base. So that's going to be that big black layer we had. So just, make a note somewhere that if you want consistency and you all want your paint jobs to always be able to share the same color schemes, because when you go down here, let's save this paint job. Let's go here and we'll download it. So now we've got that paint job saved. So if you wanted to put this on another truck that has a different changeable paint, but you like the combination, by keeping these all the same every time, you're going to be able to share paint jobs amongst trucks without going, huh, what did I just do? Like where this line becomes black and that's gold and this is red and it just doesn't look right. So base, blue, and then green, and then red. And if that's the rule I follow, and it allows me to swap paint jobs around between trucks. So I think it's a good idea. So let's actually we should be able to prove that right here with this truck. Let's go to that paint and paint it with this one. See? Now that's not it's not the greatest color choice. I'm terrible at color choices, but you just see the purpose of this is to be able to um, go between trucks. Anyway, I've beaten that to death. So once again, base, blue, whoops, green, and red. So now what we want to do is we want to figure out, well, how can we lock this color? So you see on this truck, if we went to the paint shop, or say we wanted to purchase a new truck, this is the paint job that's going to show up. And I know it's terrible, but I was in a hurry. And I didn't even publish it like this. It's the one I published would just be white and the base colors. But if we want to make that other color scheme, this color scheme, what you see when the truck shows up in the Steam workshop, this is what we got to do. We got to get these colors. So we know the base is going to be zeros. When we go RGB, it's all zeros. Then when we take our next color, this is going to be our blue. It's, what we can do is write it down. Just get it as 73, 8, and 8. I take photos usually with my camera and refer to the photos, but that's what I do. And then our green is going to be 143, 43, 110, and 30. And finally, our red is going to be 141 and 136 and 114. Okay, so this is how we're going to lock this thing in. So let's exit out of here. Let's confirm the order. Get out of here. What we're going to do is, because we're going to make changes, we got to go to the launch pad. So first off, maybe what we should do is go back in first and just look at that non-locked paint job, the way it's going to come up, and then we'll show how we're going to make it come up. And while we're waiting, I should reiterate, it's Mark Brower. I asked him the question on his YouTube channel, and he to make a video showing this, and he did. So I'm not the first guy to do this. I learned it from him, and thank you to him for that. So truck manager, let's go K100 upgrade, and if we look at the paint jobs over here, oh wait a minute, yeah, we got to do a new truck. We've already painted this one. Let's get out of here. Go truck dealer mod, or we could have just went into the vehicle manager browser. Configuration, paint, and see, this is how it shows up. So when you first look at the truck, you go, okay, so that's what it's going to be, huh? And then you start painting it, because all of these are at their base. So the base is the one that's all zeros in reality, because it's black. And then the primary colors, blue, green, and red, all at 255 in their own right. So now let's change this so that that paint scheme we had comes up when we publish the truck, or when we first see it for our own purposes. So we got to get out of here. And Alt-Tab, go over here, get to the desktop. Now we want to bring up our project. Go back into our project here, and we've got a little thing up here called on SCS Tools, the color converter. And so we're going to use this. Now, I got to talk to Polly about this. Like, look at the contrast here. That's a 0. And that doesn't look right. So anyway, we know that the black is going to be all zeros. So we don't need to worry about black. But our next color was blue, and it was going to be, so what we can do to get in the zone, we'll select in this color bar here. We'll get blue up here, and that sort of gets us started. And we're looking for in the top one a 73. So, oops, it's so hard to see. I can just see it. There's 73. The next one is 143. We can actually drag that over. We'll get it close. And the bottom one was 8. So we drag that over and try and get in an 8 here. Wow, I can't even see it, I think. That's an 8. Okay, so that doesn't look like our first color. 73, 8, and 8. Oh, sorry, I messed that up. 73, this one is 8 as well. Blue should be 73. Oh, that's not giving me. I wonder if I went and took, I thought it was an RGB. Oh yeah, right. No, this is our red. Yeah, that's right. We're doing it right. Okay, so now what we want to do is say, we look at this and we go, I believe we're going to go okay. And it should give us the, see these numbers here? That's what we're going to remember this, because this is really important. So I'm going to write this down here. So we got just, oops, 0, 8, 20, 0, 8, 20, and 0, 0, 1, 2. And the third one is zeros. Okay, we say okay. Now we're going to go back. We got to go to tools again, get this thing back, and we're going to do the middle color. And it was green in the green layer, and it was 143. So I'll just select in here anywhere where there's, okay, so we're close. Get that down to 143. And the next one was 110. I'll just slide it over. It's easier to use the slider when you got to go pretty far. And that's 109, 110. Bottom one is 30, or at 33, 30. That's our gold stripe right there. So this is in the green layer, of course. And so there's those numbers. So we're going to write them down. So we got 3, 1, 4, 5, and 1861. And we got 0138. All right, one more color to go. Go back to Tools, Color Converter. And this was the one in our red zone. And this was our highest contrast color. So anyway, let's drag this thing down where we can see it. I think that was a red in here somewhere. And it was 141. Or I can't even see that darn thing. Poly, what are we going to do? 141, 110, and 30. There. So, okay. Hey, that's looking like the gold again, though. That didn't look right. Let's go back. What the heck happened there? Oh, yeah, I was looking in the wrong column. I started off on the right one. Jeez. Can't get good help these days. Let's go try and do it right this time. There we go. And 136 for the next one. There we go. And 114. That should be over here somewhere. There. Now that should be our gray color. Okay, so this is our one that we had on the right. So it's 30, 57, 28, 44, and 1999. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the paint job. We're going to go find our paint job and we're going to lock these colors in. Okay, so let's do that. We've got to go to the desktop. We got to get, oh, let's save this thing. I don't want to lose it. We're going to save it in, where should we save it? I guess Mod Studio 2 projects. And multi K100 test. Oh, I put, that's not, those are zeros, not, O's, not zeros. There we go. Save it. Then we can close it without fear. Alt tab. Oh, why does it keep doing this to me? I just want to go to my desktop. Why? What the heck? Here we go. Okay, so we got to go find that paint job. So it's in Documents, American Truck, Mod, and we call it Multicolor K100 Test. So this is our, oops, that's not what we want to do. We want to, why does it keep doing this to me? There it is. Show more options. 7-zip, open archive. And we want to go to the definition. Normally you go into vehicle to mess with the paint, but we're going to definition. And we're going to go to the mask, S-U-I. Going to open it up, and this is what we got in there. Now this is not looking like what we want. So let's see if I have a sample on the notepad. I'm going to go File, Open, and Initial Color Text. So this is, we've got to add this line. These are different colors, by the way. So this isn't what we're going to do. But we have to have the base color in here. So we're going to take base color. We're going to take that line out of there. So you have to recreate this line yourself. So just take a good look at it. I'm just saving some time because, I mean, we don't want to drag the video on too far. And we've got to go to here and base color. So we got to have a base color line, and then we have to have this one here locked false. And you see how they all say false here? That's as we selected it in the paint job. So it's recognizing this right here. So we've got to have this, super important. Oops. I should have just grabbed that all the way from the left and I wouldn't have to tab. Okay, so now we put our colors in here. So our first color was, oh, this is the red. Sorry, we've got to go in order. So red was 3057. So I think we got to get rid of that. Got to make that a 0. Then we want to just take the first 4 and make them 3057. And the next is 2844. So we'll take these first 4. Oh, 4, not 3. And I got all of them. 2844. The final color was 1999. There we go. Now our green color, we had 3145. And the next one down is 1861. Got to make that a 0 there. And we're going to go 1861. Finally, 0138. 138. Okay, and our blue color was 0820. 820 and 12. So we go over to the third and fourth one. Make it 12. So 0012. And the last one was zeros. So we got to take that. I believe we got to take that one out of there and put a 0 there. Now base color is all zeros. So we got to just make that those zeros. Make this all zeros. Ooh, and zeros. Okay, so that should work. So now we've got, this is going to be the color. So we got to save this and see what happens when we go back in the game. So just remember, you got to add the base color. And the base color locked, you got to add that down here. And you'll see that if these say true, well, your paint job's not working out because that was what we did when we selected that those 3 primary colors were not locked on that last tab. So let's go save. And we should be able to close that. And close that. And now we want to, it asks if we want to update this when we're leaving. And yes, we do. So let's see what happened to our paint job. We go back into the game. Now we don't have to go to the mod manager or anything. We should just go in and have our color. And I'll quickly go back through that one more time just to show you where and what things were, because it can be a little overwhelming, but this darn thing. Okay, we could go to content browsers. Let's try it this way. And truck, gotta find a K100. We want the, oh, this doesn't work because we can't, I don't think we can select the chassis we want. No, it's not, it won't work. We have to go to the dealer. That's giving us the setback axle. Let's go to truck dealers, mod dealer. See, I always use this setback or forward front axle truck. And let's look at our paint job. and our paint job comes out painted. So if I was to publish this skin, like if I was to go and copy it into my folder, turn it into Universal and pack it up and send it off, that's how it would appear in the Steam Workshop instead of how we saw it previously with the this red and no, yeah, the primary colors. The body was white, and the little stripes are green. This one was blue. That one was red. So kind of ugly. So that's a little tip. That's just how easy it is to do a multicolor changeable paint job. So, and I got to, fess up. I don't always do that lock the color thing, mostly because I'm always in a, bloody rush. I'm flat out all the time, which just it's not a good way to be, but it's the way I'm wired, I guess. I just rushing from one thing to another all day long. So, just to reiterate, uh, we'll get out of here. I don't think we need to come back in here. We can just finish up with a little review on the paint tool, and let's tab, and we want to bring up paint. So once you've created your paint job, so you've got your paint job, you've your paint dealie, you've brought in your image, you assigned it to the trucks you want and everything, and there it is. It's all looking beautiful, and uh, you're good to go. And so once again, this is all pretty straightforward. It's just making a paint job. But when we go back to here, and we're going to bring up our PDN file. In our PDN file, you're going to, no, we didn't even use the layers. We just, oh yeah, we did, I think. Or no, we didn't. Yeah, we did. So, but you really what you should do, in all honesty, and I didn't do, is compress these down into one layer. It worked anyway, but there's our colors and our background. We take it out, and the back is black. That's it. So, and if you stay with that from left to right in your color choices, like the base color, then blue, green, and red, and the green is going to be your accent stripe. The red is your largest offset color to the base color you're going to paint the truck. And the blue is the medium or the companion color to the base color. If you just stick with that little plan, it'll all work out. And then when we were in here, when we go in and we paint the truck the way we wanted it in the workshop. We went in and painted that truck. We said, oh yeah, that looks really good. Then those are the colors. We want to use this tool. Where'd my mouse go? Jeez. Come on. There it is. And we went into the color converter, and we we converted those colors we chose. So for the first color, it was all black, so we went there. And if you went all black, you're going to get it's all zeros. I just missed by a little bit there. Oh, that last one we don't use, that fourth color. And then for the when we looked at, and this is where we recorded the colors, we painted it, remember? So maybe I should review that actually, how we did that. So when we were in the game, we could actually change it again, but I'm not going to, but I'll just take you far enough to see. I'm going to go in. I'll just show you where we got the colors to put into the color converter. So, silly thing. Let's go to truck manager. We'll pick this K100. Upgrade. And let's just on paint, we'll change the colors, and or I don't need to change them. We can just show you where we got them. So by default, this is going to come up HSV. You change it to RGB, and then you look at the colors you got. You know, what I do is I have a little pad here, and I've written on the pad from left to right, base, and then the next column I have blue, the next column I have green, and the next column I have red. So what I do is I know what the base is going to be. It's all zeros. I go here to the first column, and I click it, and then I write out. Oh, I can't click that to go away. So anyway, I go, here's the colors, and I just write them out, 73, 8, and 8. And I just write them out in a vertical column beneath the color. And I go to the, this is my green column, and I write out below it 143, 110, and 30. And then in my red column, I read out 141, 136, and 141. And so now we've got these colors written down. So now we can get out of here. So let's just exit. And we go, we don't need to come back in here again, I don't think, because we've got to keep this sort of short. So now that we've written down these colors, we're going to be able to go into our mod studio and use that tool. So SCS Tools, Color Converter. And we're going to drag this over here where we can see it, sort of. And our first column we're going to work on is the blue column. And we had 73, 8, and 8. So let's just sort of drag that down till we get in the neighborhood. That's 70, 1, 2, 3, and 8 and 8. Oh, well, actually we hit it. That's 8. That's 8. So that was our the color for the blue column. We say okay. Now what I do is I take a photograph of this, and we get it. We get the color here. It's do you need the first 4 after the dot? And so 0, 8, 20, and you can see what it is here. So what I do is I take a photograph of that, or as I did in this case, I wrote these down below the blue column and say okay. And we're going to go back, SCS tool, color converter, bring it down. We're going to get our second color, which is green. And we've got 143, 110, and 30. So, wow, 143 and 110. That's 110 and 30. And said okay. Now we wrote that down. 3145, 1861, and 0138. And then we went to our final color. So you get it, what we're doing. It's you just do that for those the blue, green, and red, and keep them in your columns so it all adds up to be the right thing. And then what we did is we went and found the paint job. So we went to Documents, American Truck, Mod, and it was multicolor. K100 multicolor? Oh, jeez. Where was it? Multicolor. Here we go. Test. Oops, I did that again. I want to do a right click. Show more options. 7-zip. Open archive. Go in here. Def. Vehicle. Truck. Kenworth. Paint job. Mask. SUI. And this is where we made those changes. So the base color is all zeros, and that matches with the black that we painted in our PDN, which we saved as our DDS file in paint.net. And so we just put in these colors that we had here: the red, the green, the blue, and make sure you put them in the right place. We added base color, and so what you can do, that's not going to be there by default. If it isn't, what you can do is refer to this. And what I did the first time I did it, I just copied this layer here, the mask, and I pasted it below, and I changed the mask underscore B to base and made sure it was all zeros down here. And then I did base color. I copied this here, and I put underscore locked and false. So this is just a little SUI file. You do it in Notepad or Notepad++, and this, you can modify it. It works. So, and that's where our colors went in. We saved it, and now our paint job has those colors locked in for when you open it up. So I hope that works out. If you have questions, you can certainly ask me to try again and clarify it. But I think we've run through it twice there. Just remember where you got this tool, the color converter. It's, let me just open that mod project. ATS Tools, color converter. It's right there. And as hard as it is to see, I can just see the white letter is brighter than the area around it. And if you get up to it, you can see it. So I don't know if Polly and those dudes are going to fix this or not. Maybe they will. But anyway, you can see it changing in there. It's a little number. And there you go. You change your colors to what you recorded from the game paint job in the paint shop that you wrote down. And once you get this color with the right numbers here, you hit OK. Record these numbers, and they're the ones that go into that notepad. So clear as mud, right? So there we have it. We're you know how to do multicolor paint jobs now. So without further, I guess that's it. We'll sign off. As always, guys, appreciate you following along, and I hope that helped out for you. Take care, and bye for now.